Well, we're here at the Brewer Automotive Equipment Plant today. We're going to show you how to unload a body buddy, auto body buddy, if it comes in by truck line or whatever. The easiest way is with a 5,000-pound forklift. You notice the chain on the back of the machine here, it'll come like that. You just drive your forklift in over the chain and under the beam in front of it, and that's the proper way to pick one of them up. And then tilt your forks back just as far as you can to get the most of that weight as you can off the front of that trailer. And then we're going to raise it up, and we've got all the accessories and all the pumps and everything is on this one deck. We got it bolted to it for easy shipment to where you get it all in one package. Once you get her up and clear out of the way, you can get your trailer out of the way. And it's set up there right now to where the very back of the auto body buddy is on the forklift, and the very front of it goes into your work bay. So whenever you drive into your spot where you're going to leave it all the time, you've got it right in the right place to start with. Okay, we're assuming you got it in your work bay just where you want it to be pretty well. We just set it down all in one piece. You got about 200 to 300 pounds on here right now. So let's get it on the floor here and then get this forklift out of the way. And then we're going to stop and show you how to put this thing together. Get it to where it really works for you. So you're going to have to tilt these forks down a little bit here. We're done with the forklift. The heavy work's over with for now. So as you can see, the pump is on the other side. The first thing we got to do is get this pump loose because we haul it attached to a unibody stand. Get the impact wrench here. It's 7/8 bolts and everything in this machine. And if you notice this unibody stand here, one clamps forward and one's back. The one that's actually holding the pump that he's going to loosen here is the direction that should be. So the other clamp on the other side is going to have to be replaced. It needs to be moved to the other side to where they'll work out the way they should be. And he'll put that back together. And you also notice that the slots in the center of the rack, the center of the unibody stand, and that's showing how it can adjust up and down with these two nuts in the middle there. And the big thing about these unibody stands is you should be able to put it on any unibody car without the use of a jack. They're just the right height when they're all the way down. They're very flexible and movable. What needs to be done, you're going to get this thing back together here the way it ought to be. Now you'll actually have 4 unibody stands that got the clamps on the right direction to do the right thing. Now in the center part here where this main cylinder is, you see this red clamp here holding this cylinder together. That has to be that way for shipping. And it does require a couple of small red 7/16 wrenches to get that thing loose. And what that does is it holds that scissor up and enclosed whenever you're taking it off with the forklift. Otherwise it will want to unfold on you when it's hanging in the air, suspended in the air. And every bit of the machine is powder coated. We don't paint anything here in the plant ourselves. Now, all Josh has to do is pick that thing up off of that, and that will release. When he slides it backwards there you go. See that hook there? It just hooks in there. Now that piece is free to move and operate like it should. Okay, now we're going to hook the pump up to the hydraulic line here. We got plenty of hose on here because we want you to be able to take the pump wherever you need to have it out of your way when you're pulling. Now you screw in the hose on there. And there's 2 outlets. One of them says lift and the other says pull. So now he's hooked to the lift. Okay, he's got the hose hooked and he's going to open the valve now. And this underneath here it will say lift. So that's where at the hose you need to be. This other one will say pull, which has to do with, of course, using the pull arm. Okay, we're going to raise the machine up now. Get it off the floor. Here's what it does nobody else can do. It starts at 3 inches and goes straight up to 33 inches with 7,000 pounds on it. Get her up here in the air, and then we're going to go ahead and reassemble some stuff here. Everywhere it bends and flexes, it's greasable. So you can lubricate it up periodically. That's good. That's the top position. It's 33 inches off the floor. That's good to get your car up to probably 45 inches to the pinch weld or so. Now I have Josh put the handle on the cart here. He's removing 2 nuts here off these studs. Now this is the cart that'll handle your pull arm from now on. You won't be using it anymore with what you're not just rolling that cart around. There's your cart. That's what's going to save your back for the next 20 years. Now we need to remove the speed pull out of that clamp. We found these pinch weld clamps are very handy when you have to ship stuff 1,000 miles or so. You don't have to worry about it when you get there. It'll be there. That's the 2-man project here. Of course, we've got carpet on it to keep it from scratching it up. This is the hardest part of it. It's getting that thing on that cart. We got a box of accessories here. We've got an owner's manual. It's also got your warranty card in there you need to mail in. Load slips, of course. Here's the hose for the auxiliary pull arm. Those pins, you just lay them up there, right there. Where they go up there on the seat. There you go. The hydraulic cylinder, these are the ends that go on it. The cylinder itself. This is a mow clamp that comes with the machine. Everybody gets a junior clamp, and everybody gets a nylon sling. There's your load ramps. Everything you see here is standard equipment with the Unibody buddy. It's just knuckles that screw on the cylinder, male and female. It's regular port power type thread. Okay, that's all it does to mount that cylinder. Just drop it right in there, and then put the drawbar on it. Of course, this is adjustable to height, wherever you want to be pulling. You got 6 foot if you really need to get up in the air. The chain we need on this is located on the back of the rack because that's what we use to unload with. It just drops it right through the drawbar. There you go. Now you're ready to roll it around wherever you want to. Takes all the fun out of it. Self-loads when the machine's on the way up. You got her made then. Okay, here's a threaded block that goes underneath the machine. It gives you plenty of versatility as to go in and out and back and forth and left and right and wherever you want to go. And left and right, wherever it needs to be. When you get ready, just make sure you got the T-block turned and tighten her up. This is how you can gain some height very easily. What we're looking at here is optional Honda clamps for certain models that had horizontal pinch welds. Here's our extensions for SUVs to get you up to 16 inches of clearance under the vehicle, which is probably what you need for most anybody's electronic measuring equipment. Now we're going to bring it up in the air. I want you to look real close at this cylinder, how this safety arm works. And the yellow flipper there is going to be on the move here. It's got 4 working positions, as I'm sure you can see here. And what it does is, whenever it gets up to this position here and it drops down, like so. You push your down button and it's setting on this big arm now. There's no pressure at all on that little yellow flipper. It's all on that big 1-inch thick arm holding up the weight of that vehicle. So you can put any hole you want up through there. Now whenever you want to go on back to the floor, just raise the machine up and watch that thing toggle a little bit there. Now it'll go out all the way back to the floor. So you're not reaching in there, fiddling around. You learn the sounds of it too. Okay, we're going to show you this cross member. It's a movable cross member. It'll go on either end of the machine. You slid all the way in now. If you're in the cradle area, you want to look under there and get it out of your way. You can do that, or you can pull the pins, pull it all the way forward, put the pins back in, push your beam back against it. And that makes it perfectly flush across the front end of that machine. And that's what you need when you're rolling this tower in and out to make your pulls and so on. Okay, we're going to show you this pull tower and how easy it is to put on and off this machine. Just roll it right in there. Notice that tower will rock a little bit to where it shows you the easier way to, that's the easiest way to put it on. You gotta go on. Just roll it right in there. Go right on up. And whenever you get it up here to where this cart will clear, okay, take it away. Get that cart out of your way. You can move it left to right, wherever you want to, whatever angle you want to be pulling at. And then when you're pulling at angles, line up your pins. 3 pins come with it, just drop them in. Whatever works for you. Most generally 2 of them is all it'll take. Okay, now you're in a safe position. It's not going to go any further than right there to pull at that angle. If you're going straight in the machine, you don't need any pins at all. It'll stay straight with the machine. There is handles on the speed pull. That helps you pull it around the machine or change your angles and so on like that. But you don't have to, the good thing about it is you don't have to take it off the machine completely and have to fool with that weight. Okay, straight in now. There you go. That's a good safe position to pull straight away. Always make sure your hoses are on secure. If you lack a half a turn of getting that on there, it might go up, it might not come down. Those balls have to touch each other in there to make it work both ways. This is a solenoid manual relief. What this will do, if you ever get this machine up in the air and for some reason you cut the power cord or something happens to where you don't have any power to get it back down the car on the ground, you can push this in and turn it and it'll release all pressure on it and it'll just go down by itself. What we want to show you here is you're going to make a pull, this thing wants to slide down the rack on you, which it could happen that way. That's why I wanted to show you this other chain slot in here. That's what will hold that tower for you. It won't happen very often, but it'll happen every now and then. Okay, we're going to take this tower off now. Just roll the cart underneath it. Line up the back part. Don't worry about the front. Go on in. There you go. There you go. Should come off of there. Roll right out of there. You're back on the ground. Now what we're showing you here is these 80 chain slots that's hung out throughout this machine here. So it's a good easy way to hook up a chain and don't have to fool with the unibody stands when you got light hit stuff. Say for instance a deer hit, just need 1 or 2 quick tugs. So what you would do in that case is go to the back of the machine, just drop it in the back of the machine there. You got a hole hugger in the car. Bring that chain right up to the car underneath there in the back. That's going to keep you from going forward. Give it 2 tugs on the front end and you're out of there. That's where you gain your speed. You can easily run 3 cars a day across this. And one of the big things is these 80 chain slots that our so-called competition doesn't even have. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of other stuff out there, you have to put all 4 unibody stands on every time, even to pick the car up.